Mark, are you trying to get me drunk? Okay, yeah, Mark is trying to get me drunk. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Tequila Room here in Pink Taco, historic Sunset Boulevard, right? I mean, we're sitting here in this cool room. We got Rick Marker here.
Yeah, right.
Who else do we got here? What's your last name, Tony? We got Tony Sinopoli here. We got filmmaker Victor Rios is here, who we're going to bring on a little bit later, talk about your movies, right?
Yeah. The Fury. It looks really good, by the way. Really, really good.
I want to introduce, before we introduce our big guest, I want to introduce Rod Tootie Rinks.
Why can't I be the big guest, Robert?
Because, dude, we got a real star here today.
We did the sparring today, and I was looking really big on camera. Like, really big. I'm talking fat big, not a good big.
Is that a weird thing when you imagine yourself to look a certain way and then you see a picture and you're like, holy mackerel, yeah.
Absolutely, it was awful. It's like when you rehearse your lines and then you go and you do them and then you watch the playback and go, fuck, that was bad.
I'll bet you $10 that Lilo Broncato's never had that issue.
No, he hasn't. He's like a badass actor right here. So introduce our guest, Robert.
Hey, I got to go Davey Dave on the ones and twos.
What's up, players?
What's up, guy? How are you? What were you doing today?
Just doing a little something.
Yeah, well, what?
Ashley Garcia.
Yeah, on this expanding universe of Ashley Garcia. We go.
How was it, Davey Dave?
It was off the hook, man.
Will you put up some pictures on
I'll
Instagram?
I'll share some stuff, yeah, for sure.
No, but you know what? We want to welcome a really special guest.
Very special.
A talented man.
Yes.
That we watched for years and years and years. And one of the things I like most about what's going on with you is that you are sending out some positive messages to people, letting people know that they can have second chances, and letting people know that the world likes to give second chances to people that try hard, right? So Lilo Broncato is here today.
Oh. Otherwise known as...
A.K.A.
Ochoa.
That's right. El Chingon Ochoa.
Dude, we got to talk about all that.
Yeah.
But to talk a little bit more about what you just said, more importantly than showing others that you can get a second chance, drug addiction has made some really profound changes, caused some really profound changes in my life. And it's more to show others that there is life after addiction, because the disease is described as being cunning, baffling, and powerful.
Yeah.
And when you're in the grips of the addiction, basically, you think you're worthless and useless and never going to have anything past that.
Right.
But I'm living proof that there is overcoming addiction, and you can actually be better than you were before.
Yeah. You look terrific.
Thank you.
I saw a scene from Made in Mexico. Impressive. One thing that's really amazing about actors that were born to act, which I consider you one of them, is that you watch their scenes and you get lost in their performances, right? You get lost in their eyes.
Very true.
Because your eyes become the character.
Yeah.
When an actor's great, the eyes become the character. And you're like, wow, that's a real dude.
Yeah.
A lot of times actors, they're just acting, and you can see it in their face that they don't understand the character. That's not the case with you. In fact, I've been a fan of you for a lot of years, all the way back to Sopranos, all the way back to Bronx Tale. All of your work. Crimson Tide. Oh, man, Crimson Tide, amazing. I think all of your work is kind of like that. So
Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Yeah, there you go, Adventures of Pluto Nash. But yeah, I think it looked pretty amazing. I haven't seen a lot of the movie, but I think one of the coolest things.
Good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole thing. One of the cool stories we have told here, and by the way, the most listened to podcast of ours is the one where he explains how he got his movie together.
Yeah, you were a big part of it.
People
brother.
love
Thank
to
you.
hear it. They love to hear how you put together such an inexpensive movie. But let me ask you this: for people that are out there making movies, Tootie approached you. We don't need to know all the details, but what is it about Made in Mexico that made you do the movie?
First of all, Tootie. I mean, he's a very endearing person. He's always been a gentleman.
Thank you, my man.
The material was really good, and it was a character that I knew playing would challenge me. And that's what being an actor is about, challenging yourself and getting, going outside your comfort zone and, taking that step and that leap forward, and then, and hopefully having the opportunity to keep doing that.
Yeah.
And I saw this as, something that would bring that in my, to me.
Yeah. And you played...
You did it too, bro.
Thank you.
You really did.
You crossed characters, so you haven't played... Have you played a Latino character before?
Yes. I played a Dominican from New York City in an Abel Ferrara film. It was called RXmas. You know Abel Ferrara's?
Yeah, of
he
course.
He did Bad Lieutenant,
yeah,
King of New York.
Yeah.
Really good filmmaker. This was back in 2000. We did this film. And, with Abel, I met him in a strip club.
Right.
He didn't even know who I was. He didn't even know I was an actor. Had the writer, whose name was Scott Pardo, come up to me just because he liked my look. And then when Scott Pardo came to get me, he said, come here. He goes, Abel Ferrara wants to talk to you. And Tony right there bought I didn't even know who Abel Ferrara was. And Tony and I grew up in Yonkers, and Tony's from the same neighborhood as me. He's from literally 5 blocks away. So he told me about this film. He said, yo, Lee, because, we love movies. We love watching movies. He said, yo, Lee, I got this movie, man. I got this movie, Bad Lieutenant. He goes, you got to come to my house and watch it. He said, bro, trust me, you've never seen a movie like this before. And he was 100% right. I've never seen a movie. You saw that?
It's a great movie.
Keitel, right?
Yeah.
No, not the
A
new one,
must
the old
see,
one.
must
Yeah,
see.
no. Yeah. Not the one
Must-see
with Nick
movie.
Cage, the first one.
Yeah.
Must see movie.
I mean, so I saw this, and what a groundbreaking film. I've never seen anything as raw as that film. So now, after seeing that film, I did some research. I wanted to find out about Abel Ferrara and
Right.
what other films that he had done, and one that stood out was King of New York.
Right.
Yeah.
With Christopher Walken.
Right.
Which I also like very. Bad Lieutenant, for me,
Right.
one of my top 3 favorite films ever.
Yeah.
So now when this guy says to me, Abel Ferrara wants to meet me, I said, really? Where is he? So I go and meet Abel Ferrara.
But was it weird that so Abel Ferrara wasn't weirded out that you were stripping at that club?
No, you know what it is?
Oh, the old man comes with the zinger.
I was just auditioning, so I wasn't informed.
I didn't realize
Yeah,
Abel
yeah,
would be
wasn't
there.
in the mix yet. So,
So tell me, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I went over and met him, and then the guy, Scott Pardo, realized, the writer said, you know what? He goes, Abel, this kid was an actor. He was in the movie. He was in Bronx Tale and this and that. He goes, oh, yeah. He's very eccentric, being kind, very eccentric. Mm-hmm. And, he's sober now because I spoke to him. He lives in Rome. He's got a baby. But back then, he was heavy into drugs.
Yeah.
Heavy into drugs. And you notice that immediately. He doesn't
Right.
try to hide it.
No.
He doesn't try to hide it. He's got his
No.
hair in his face. So I'm talking to this guy. And I was like, wow, I never met anybody. I didn't think that when he said, come and meet Abel Ferrara, that
Right.
that was who I was going to meet.
Right.
But I had nothing but admiration and respect for the
Right.
guy. And basically gave me the part off a handshake in a strip
Damn.
club.
Wow.
And trusted me
Yeah.
with a lead role in this film. We went on. We got Drea Di Matteo,
Yeah. Love
play
Drea,
the wife.
Yeah. Love her.
and the reviews were great.
Yeah.
And I played a Latino in this. It said, I remember one of the reviews, and this was in Variety. With misguided efforts such as New Rose Hotel and Blackout, the Maverick director is back in top form with his
that's
latest
great.
release, RXmas.
Oh, that's
And it
nice.
goes, so we got awesome review.
That's
It went to
very
the
cool.
Cannes Film Festival. It got some attention.
When was this?
2000, 2001.
Okay, so that was
Like
a
that.
that was a
Yeah,
while
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, how long were you out of the game?
Do you mean when I went away to college?
Yeah. When you went away to college.
Medical school.
Yeah. How long were you out of the game? How long did it take you out of the game?
It took me about 8 years.
About 8 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Were you? Did you know you were going to? I mean, in your mind, were you like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to go back in the show. Is show business all you know? Like, what were you thinking you were going to do eventually?
Well, initially, when the studying was really tough in the beginning, I couldn't think about anything else but that.
So how?
Because I
how
didn't
to
go
get
if
by,
I was
right?
going to pass or fail, go
Right.
home or not.
Yeah.
So that's, learning the law, and the main thing that I needed to concentrate at that point in time was getting sober.
Right.
Because my first year there in 2006, I was still heavily using drugs. I actually overdosed while there,
Right.
continued to use. And then my cousin and friend who were attorneys came to see me on an attorney visit, expressed how disappointed they were. And on November 18th, 2006, this November, it's going to be 13 years, I just decided I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
So I stopped. I started going to law library every day, learning the law, learning what I was up against, help my lawyer help me. Eventually, I beat the top charges, and then I knew I was going to be home within 5 years,
Right.
5.5 years. So then I started. I mean, listen, I love to act, and it's great, but then I also thought that's what got me in trouble to begin with.
Right.
So I'm thinking, is this really what I want to go do after all? But I still loved it, and I said maybe I can approach it in a different way this time around. But at that point, I was just so blessed to be getting, and having my freedom once again.
Yeah.
So that enough that alone was enough. But now that I am out and still being given opportunities, but people such as Tony, I'm just really blessed, and I love to do it.
That's terrific.
And you know what? The thing with Lilo too is, when it comes, like people say, oh, it comes so it just came so easy for him, and he was so fucking good. Like when he turned it, what was really cool too is he was dealing with people who were in crisis for drug addictions and stuff. So he would be there on set, and he would say, I gotta take. Is it cool? I go, yeah, go ahead. And he would go and do that, help somebody, and then come back in the Ochoa character and just fucking kill it. And everyone's like, wow, that was like really impressive. So it comes easy for him because he's so fucking good, good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
So he is good,
people.
brother.
It's our business is interesting that way. Abel Ferrara. A lot of directors, a lot of filmmakers, you look at them and you just know they were sort of born to do it,
Right.
Yeah.
Actors, same way.
Yeah.
I think there's a certain gift an actor has to be able to turn on
Like this
character,
right. Like this one guy we know, his name's William DeMeo.
Yeah.
He was definitely born to. No, I would just.
Yeah.
William DeMeo. Who's William DeMeo?
Are we breaking balls right now?
He's probably the one. Every time he's on film and every time I watch him, when he's at a premiere for his film and the movie's playing, as soon as he opens his mouth, there should be law enforcement people coming to lock him up for felonious acting. Lock him up and fucking charge him right then and there. He's the worst. But I also want to mention though, to piggyback off of what he was saying, I do work for a company called Amatus Health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically, we're a dual diagnosis drug treatment. Basically, we're a national treatment provider for those suffering with mental health and substance abuse disorders.
Right.
Now, because of what I went through and the whole message, the Bronx Tale, the theme saying the saddest thing in life is wasted talent, and that's what I was regarded as. The saddest thing in life was wasted talent. Back then, how I was able to overcome that, that's a pretty powerful story. And now with this drug epidemic, there's this fentanyl lacing, they're lacing everything with fentanyl. These people dying. They need this whole epidemic needs as much help as it can possibly get in combating it.
Yeah.
And they recognized that I was helping people, and they said, "Why don't you come do it for us?"
Right.
So basically, I'm a national outreach coordinator for this company, and I generate a lot of traffic on my Instagram, my social media. Because a lot of people, and like when I post, like today, I posted a picture of me with my shirt off,
Right.
and it's not to be a dick and look at my muscles. It's more. It's not what you tell people. You can tell them whatever you want, but show them.
Right.
When you show them in living proof, in flesh, what recovery is about. Because some people recover and then they they eat till they're 900 pounds. Like,
Right.
is that really recovery? Did you
Right.
really recover?
Right.
But I want to show them that you can excel, you can recover and get better.
Right.
You don't have to just settle for a life of sobriety, but give up on and not have all these other things in your
Right.
life. You can have whatever, you can do all the things you want to do, and you can be better than you were before. And this
Yeah.
is why I show people, like another addict will look at that and say, "Wow, this guy was smoking crack and snorting
Right.
dope. Look at him now; he looks great."
Yeah. Robert Downey
Like shit.
Jr. Didn't you post something about Robert
Oh,
Downey
yeah,
Jr.?
always.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, always.
amazing.
Yeah,
You guys
he
are
is.
amazing.
Yeah.
You gotta meet him. You met him yet, Lilo?
No, I never met him,
You
but
know
I'd
what?
like to.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen to what you're saying, man. I mean, I think I think it's really commendable. I think it's fascinating to me because a lot of times addicts are very, very, very cerebral, very smart. And I think it's partially the issue is that you're so smart that you're convincing yourself that this is the right thing to be doing, and even though it's tearing you down, you're so smart that you come back pretty strong when you're off of it, right?
Well, the whole thing is to channel the time and the energy that you once channeled in the direction of using. It's like, and channel in a different direction. Like now I channeled it into working out. And it's
Yeah.
like I don't miss a day working out. I could have a stomach flu throwing up on the treadmill, but I will not miss.
I can attest to that.
He knows.
Yeah.
He saw me running. They didn't have a gym where we were standing.
Yeah.
I was running in the parking lot.
And
Him
doing
and his Uncle
sprints.
Paulie were driving, getting stuff.
Yeah.
They saw me
Yeah.
in the morning sweating. I had gnats
Yeah.
stuck to my face.
No,
because I was sweating.
I mean, it was an independent film. We had no gym there.
Yeah,
What do you want me to do?
but who cares? But that's all right.
But Paulie goes, "Is that Lilo?" And I go, oh, fuck, it is. And he's doing sprints in the parking lot. I'm like, hey!
It's hot out, summer,
Dude.
gnats all over my face.
Yeah,
and
but
I'm doing
dedication, dude, dedication.
I'm not going to miss.
You kind of messed me up, though. I'm going to tell you why. Because that night we came home and I was beat. Paulie, it was the funniest shit. I go to take a shower and I hear this, and he has like those bands from the thing, and he's doing pull-ups in his boxers and his shoes on. And I come out of the shower, I go, what the fuck you doing? He's like, dude, we gotta work out, bro. Like Lilo's out there. I go, dude, I'm not. I'm going to bed. We gotta get up at 6. he got in some sets. He did, you know. So
Last time I met his Uncle Paul, he comes to the hotel room because. For the character, Tootie wanted me a little spray tan.
Yeah.
Give me a little tan, a little golden tan. So obviously, I'm not going to get that in one day. So Uncle Paulie comes over, and he's got the little booth. He sets up the thing.
Yeah.
And the first time I'm meeting this guy, I'm butt naked, and he's spraying me. And we're having a conversation. This is my memory of Uncle Paulie.
Paulie's like one of us. Like Paulie, he's a good dude, but he does everything. He does hair, makeup, bikini waxing, spray tans, and he's one of us. So I'm just going to tell you right there. I'm going to leave it at that. But that shit was fun.
So you're committed to filling your time with working out, helping others, and when all that stuff's sort of done, like what is your focus on when it comes to like putting food on the table?
Well, like I said, I work for the health company.
Yeah.
I work on films when I can.
Yeah. Also,
my good friend here, Victor Rios.
Yeah.
We, he executive produced, wrote, and directed, and I'm a producer on it as well. A film called, and I'm also thankful to him. Another person
we're going to bring you in here in a sec.
Another person who believed in me.
That's
and
very
gave me
cool.
an opportunity.
Very cool.
Tootie's, you guys saw
What's the name of the movie? What's the name?
The Fury.
Yeah.
The Fury.
Did you guys
cool.
see the trailer?
Yeah.
I saw the trailer. Yeah. It's great.
And
it looks great.
that's a rough trailer too, because the music is being done as we speak.
Right.
So it's going
to
be
a little sneak peek.
Yeah, it's going to be on a whole different level.
Great.
When it's sound mixed and the music is inserted.
What's
in
the story about?
It's basically about a mission a CIA mission takes place in Kazakhstan. I don't want to give away too much of the plot.
No, don't give me too much.
But it goes wrong.
Action?
It's
Thriller?
It's an action thriller.
Got it.
It's an action
thriller.
thriller
That's
with
nice.
a vigilante.
Crime
thriller.
Okay.
Someone comes back, who they thought wasn't going to be able to come back,
right,
and causes havoc.
Sweet.
And it's like between the vigilante and a member of law enforcement, a detective. It's like a quid pro quo.
Got it.
You do something for me, I'll do something for you.
Right.
Are you going into producing too now then, right?
Well, yeah, that's the first one. First. I've been just in my life in general. I've experienced so many things from different and opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
That there's so many things that I can draw from in my own life, in my own experiences, that of course one day I'd like to put on film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
producing is something.
Directing or no? Maybe
Directing, maybe. Yeah, directing and not writing. I'm lucky I can even write my own name. I can't write.
That's another gift.
I have a writing is something I know I can't do.
Never say never, bro.
I can remember things. Tony knows, all right? I can remember dates. I have compelling details. Yeah, I can.
When he talks to me about the sports and Matt's like, hey, man, what do you know in 1986,
Details.
Game 6, the fourth inning? Hey, calm down.
I mean, I'll tell you a story. Like, I'll tell it to you in such a way that's so compelling and so vivid that you'll smell the piss on the street that we were on that day.
That's
maybe
pretty
shit,
awesome.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was.
But the truth, that's a gift that I have. But then there's other things I can't do. Like
Right.
I can't do that.
Writing's a tough one.
It is.
Writing's a tough one.
And I respect
It is tough.
those who can do it because I can't.
Yeah.
So you're focused on really just living a positive and energetic life, really.
Right. Because I realized, how quick life can flash before our eyes. Now I'm very family oriented. I live. My dad passed away in June of 2018.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah.
So I'm back home with my mom, take care of my mom. My brother, the home we live in, my father built. He built like 10 houses in that. It's a cul-de-sac. My father basically built that. I would say the whole street. I would say the bottom half.
Good portion
pretty
of
much.
it, yeah.
My father built that whole street, and we all live in that house. A big, red brick house. And my brother lives downstairs. My brother Vincent, who's a year younger than me. He's married to his high school sweetheart. He's a great job. He's an operating engineer, drives cranes and bulldozers in the city. It's union, makes great money. And he's got 3 kids. He's got my nephew Vincenzo, who's 7, and my nieces Alexa and Madison. They're 3. And that my mom's like the built-in babysitter. So when I'm up, like these kids, they live. These are like my babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
that's
this
amazing.
just showing me it's good for my soul.
Yeah.
And to see these kids grow up and just the things, it's just amazing.
That's
you know what I mean?
terrific. Hey, let me ask you this, as it pertains to film, just because I think I'm curious, but you worked with a lot of great people. I'm sure you made a lot of great friends. Did a lot of those friends stick with you, or are they coming back, or have you made contact with any of them? Directors, producers, actors?
Some. But for the most part, no.
No.
But you know what? I look at that. When you ask someone what it is, it's the movie business.
Yeah.
Entertainment business.
Yeah.
It's a business.
That's what it is.
And it's not in their best interest to make a business move supporting someone such as listen, I made the mistakes. I made the bad choices. At that time when I was in the grips of the addiction, I didn't have consequential thinking. I'm not making a mistake. I accept full responsibility for how my actions, my drug addiction, made a contribution in another human being losing their life, and I think about that every day.
Yeah.
Can't change it, but I can learn from it and hope to make better decisions in the future. But
Are there relationships that you would like to go back and mend, that you thought, that these people were important to me, and I'd like to mend these relationships? They meant something deep to me.
Absolutely. I mean, Robert De Niro and I, we're on good terms. We're on good terms. I saw him when they were doing The Irishman. I was invited on the set by Jerry Popoulos, who's his hair guy, who also did my hairpiece on a Woody Allen movie. And because he came to my house to test out some wigs, right?
Yeah.
So. Because my hairline was in the middle of my head. That's why I have a shaved head now.
You look great, though. You look great.
So,
new characters.
Yeah. So it was good for a second coming and just a whole, healthier look.
Yeah.
At least that's what I like to tell myself.
But Bobby De Niro, you'd like to.
Well, it's we're on good terms, and when I saw him, because Jerry said, "Lilo, we're right near your house. You should come down and say hello to Bob. He's got a light day." I'm and I didn't even have a license, and I was still on parole, but I stole my mother's car because I figured I'll take the hit. I want to go see De Niro. I'll say, listen, I'm going to see De Niro. You want to follow me, and I'll show you he's really there.
Yeah.
So, but nothing happened, and I went there, I had the hat on, standing next to Jerry, and De Niro was doing a scene because he's playing Frank Sheeran, the Irishman.
Yeah.
He was doing a scene. They were in a Buick, like a 70s Buick, with the character Tony Provenzano. He was a legendary organized crime figure, Tony Pro, they called him.
Yeah.
There's a scene, I believe, the night before De Niro killed somebody at Umberto's, and now they're driving up to the Hudson River to throw the gun in the water. So that's all De Niro did. They pull the car up, they make a U-turn, he gets out, he looks around, throws the gun in the river, gets in the car, and they pull off. So it was basically a light day.
Yeah.
And when you have a $140 million budget, that was probably the only thing on the call sheet that day.
Right.
They did it. Yeah,
they look at this. How'd you feel about that? It felt pretty good. Okay,
let's do it another.
Let's do another one.
Times, and let's put the camera in his ear. Let's get that coverage.
Yeah, you like that? Okay, well, I guess let's go home then.
Right. So now De Niro, for that film, they CGI'd the computer-generated imagery, and also Frank Sheeran, his character in real life, the character was 6'4". De Niro's 5'8". So De Niro was on platforms.
Wow.
So now it's and he's got the green contact lenses in, and he's got these lines on his face.
And that's how you're seeing him again.
Marker, this pencil stuff, because it's the contours for the CGI.
Right.
And after I saw him after all these years, it was seeing Herman Munster.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was holy.
What was his?
Right? Yeah. So he's
What was his reaction when he saw you?
When he saw me, he was walking by. He didn't know I was going to be there, so he did. He looked, and then he looked again, and he went, "Hey," came over, right? Because De Niro's not many words, so he's just looking at me. But he said, I remember the way he said it. There was a genuine and sincere concern, because he has a son my age, Raphael.
Yeah.
Genuine, sincere concern. He asked me, he goes, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he really meant it. It's nothing. Forget Bronx Tale. Forget The Irishman. Forget all that other bullshit. Are you okay? And I could see that it was real. And I told him, yeah, I'm okay. And he told me you look great. And so now he mentioned that because I spoke to his daughter about something, about a documentary he's doing and stuff like that. He knew about that, mentioned that. And, we spoke a little bit more, and then that was it. And that's the thing, that's one relationship that I wish I would have nurtured a little bit more back
Yeah.
then, because maybe if I would have stayed around guys like that, a guy like De Niro who gave me the opportunity of a lifetime. I was a 16-year-old kid. Maybe my life could have been different.
Right.
But you know what? My thoughts were, this is Robert De Niro. He's a living legend. And I would imagine that he probably has so many people up his ass all the time. All the time. I didn't want to be one of those people. So I kind of stood back. I would call him for his birthday, which is August 17th. I remember De Niro. I don't know if you guys remember. De Niro had cancer. It was a while back.
He did,
Oh,
right?
I
He
didn't
had
know
cancer, and I remember seeing that in the news. And my father too, rest in peace. My father used to speak Italian to De Niro.
Right.
They were close. They used to see each other on the set, and they were two fathers. You know what I mean? It
Right.
wasn't about anything else but how you doing today. And so when my father saw it, my father took a liking to De Niro for his 50th birthday. My father got him a case of this wine that he liked, and we were close. It was like a family.
Yeah.
And when my father saw it, he saw it first. My father said, Lilo, I just was watching the TV. He says, Robert De Niro's sick. He says, he got cancer. I said, holy shit, I didn't know that. So I remember, I called him up. I did not talk to him. They said, would you like Bob to call you back? I said, no, it's not necessary. Just let him know that myself and my family were praying for him.
Right.
If there's anything he needs, please let
That's
us know.
terrific.
I
Yeah.
just figured that approach, but maybe it wasn't the best approach. Maybe I should have been a little more hands-on.
Right. That's interesting. I think I think that we're all given jobs in this world. I think yours is to be a great actor and to definitely give out a message. And to help others, and I think you're doing that. And I think that's terrific. I mean, look, I no one can ever take away your talent.
No, thank you. And that's listen, I've always said that the best apology is changed behavior.
Yeah.
And I've definitely changed my behavior, and I do a lot of things better than I did before.
Yeah.
And the one that's most important is that I'm sober now, and
Yeah.
I've been able to use that experience to help others. But I'm not going to sit here. Listen, I still have many flaws, and there's many things about me that are not perfect, and things that I'm still working on. I'm just human.
Yeah.
But I just hope to be the best person and be a little bit better today than I was yesterday. Yeah,
You're pretty good. I got to say.
What was yesterday?
When we work together, he's
Oh.
always good. He's always improving.
No, so my
Not
question.
literally, old man.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
saying, he's
I'm
getting,
not going, what
All
happened
right,
yesterday that I didn't know about?
never mind.
You're lucky. They just got here. I'm going to say something to you, my friend.
But so if you're a young, it happens a lot. I knew pro tennis players that were young that ruined it all because they partied too hard, and the circuit and the fame and the TV cameras and the red carpets and all that bring along a very weird group of people and can offer you things that you should probably say no to. But if you're a young filmmaker out there or an actor and you've got talent and you're moving into areas where you may be tempted, what advice can you give a young actor that's obviously going to be headed towards the big time? What do you tell that person?
Well, look at others that have been in your situation. And
like
look,
mentors.
Right, but look how, in certain cases, how their careers went wrong and the mistakes that they made, and try to learn from the mistakes of others and try not to make those mistakes yourself. Another thing, as far as being in the film business.
But in that moment when you're like, it's your first movie, you just came off of Crimson Tide. Let's use one of your movies as an example. You're going to the red carpet party. All of a sudden, someone's offering you stuff. How do you stay away from that?
It's so hard.
I mean, it's in the moment, right?
It's so hard.
Surround yourself with
I mean,
people.
try to give yourself the best chance you possibly can, and like he said, put yourself and surround yourself around people and good people that have your best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Because we all know when you're in that business and you're successful, there's people coming out from everywhere.
Yeah.
They all want to be your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They all want to be your friends, but then when you're in the hospital and you're in prison, when you have nothing to give them, you don't see any of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and also, but not in a more broad sense. I would say don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's a very tough business.
Yeah.
Right.
So always make sure you have something to fall back on.
Right.
No, make sure you have
Good
something
advice.
to fall back on.
Yeah.
Because and your other than your health, because that's the most and the best investment in the world and in your life is your health. Because
Yeah.
without your health, you can have all the money, but you can't enjoy it because you're not healthy.
Right.
But the best investment in your life is your health, and number two is your education. So regardless of what you're doing, you can never stop learning. There's always something new to learn every single day.
So if you're a young filmmaker, you've got to surround yourself with people and just understand that a big break may be a big break, and you've got to watch how you move forward into your career. I mean, you continued to succeed. I mean, for years and years, you just kept making movie after TV show. I mean, you were just killing it. Yeah. So somehow, in between all of that, the addiction was happening. I mean,
well, yeah.
So you found a way to get job offers. Would you stay clean for the jobs?
I feel no.
Oh, okay.
I feel that I could have done much better.
Yeah.
I had opportunities.
Yeah. I mean,
Steven Spielberg wanted to meet me for Saving Private Ryan. Went out the night before, and I was, doing drugs, and I didn't wake up for the audition. And I told my manager, "Can we reschedule?" He said, "No, he's in New York now. He's going back to L.A." I said, "All right, tell him I'll catch him next time around." It's like
So Vin Diesel owes you. Vin Diesel owes you.
Vin Diesel.
No, Vin was good though.
Yeah.
Vin, but it's like and I attribute. I love telling this story, and I attribute so much of it. Sometimes I think when people say like, "Why did you do drugs?" and why is maybe something bothering you, or in the summer of 1993, we did The Bronx Tale in 1992. It was slated for release September 30th, 1993. So in that summer, during that summer, prior to the film being released, obviously they're going to show trailers and stuff like that. I was with my cousins at my aunt's house, girl cousins, guy cousins. We weren't too. My Aunt Pina lives right near Cross County. They got the movie theater.
Yeah.
So we were sitting around the street, just hanging out. So we decided, you know what? Let's take a walk. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go watch it. So when we get there, we said, whatever movie was playing, we'll go watch. So
that's how we used to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever movie's playing, and it doesn't matter.
Movies,
and even if it's in between, you still walk in, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
So the movie that we caught, it didn't start. It was The Firm with Tom Cruise.
Nice.
Right. So now go watch this film. Right. So yeah, I mean, obviously my cousins, everyone knows, they're well aware of the fact that I'm in A Bronx Tale, but they saw me on the set, but it's not really real yet until you actually watch the film.
Yeah.
And when you see, so like we're sitting in the theater, and all right, then the lights go low. They give you all the rules of things not to do, not to blow the place up.
Yeah.
So then the trailers start coming on. So it was like 4 or 5 trailers.
Wow.
So now I remember seeing one of the trailers. There was the Savoy Pictures logo, and Savoy Pictures wasn't a really big film company. They did some films, but the people I was with, they wouldn't know who the hell Savoy Pictures. But I to myself made a mental. Oh, that's the people.
the company that did it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow.
They're doing some stuff.
I tell myself, I'm the coolest guy in the world. I know Savoy Pictures, right? So when it said Savoy Pictures, there was a voice. The voice said, "All these years, what have I been telling you?" And then it cuts the picture, and it's me. Big screen with the hat on. When Chaz said, "All these years, what have I been telling you?" And I said, "Yeah, I know. Stay in school, get 2 educations. I know." When I saw that, that was a high better than any drug or anything ever.
Right.
My heart started racing. I don't know if the dopamine was flying in my brain. It was something that I can't explain.
Yeah.
And I guess I liked it so much. And let's face it, A Bronx Tale is it's a film of a lifetime.
Classic.
It's an opportunity. But just for me to have been chosen to play that role in De Niro's directorial debut, it's like it's an experience. Even as an actor, it's so hard to even get close to something like that again. Yeah, maybe you'll get a lead role, but this is a guy I looked up to and admired. This was my idol. Handpicks me to say, "I want you to be my son in this movie."
Right.
That later on becomes a classic. So now it's like, how do I duplicate that feeling I just felt watching that?
Right.
How do I do that?
Right.
Because, I'm doing films, but it wasn't quite the same.
Right.
It wasn't quite the same. Then I discovered drugs.
Right.
So now I'm saying, oh, this is pretty good. Yeah. And then I was doing more and more drugs, trying to achieve that feeling.
Right.
It was like a dog chasing his tail.
Right.
You never get it, but you keep trying and trying and trying. And in the meantime, you drive yourself nuts. And then you're buried in a really deep hole.
It's a pretty amazing thing, though, right? That although that was going on, you continued to get great roles, and people continued to see this amazing talent in you.
It shows the skills. Dude.
Yeah,
it shows
it shows God-given talent. God gave you something, and I'd like to see I'd like to see you get back. I know you're sort of downplaying the acting thing, but I'd like to see you do some big movies. I'd like to see.
What are you talking about? He did Made in Mexico, Robert.
That's right.
What's
I'm
wrong
sorry.
with you?
He is
Come on,
back.
man.
God, dude. You know what?
But
Dude, I'm not joking.
But talking to you, it just feels, you've got all this really positive, great energy. I think, I just really I want to see you. I want to see you on screen. I want to see you do a big series. I want to see you do your thing. And maybe it's about your story. Maybe it's someone like you, whatever it is. But you definitely deserve it. And I think I'm really inspired.
Thank you. I appreciate
by
that.
everything you're saying. I'm inspired by the things that happened for you even while the addiction was going on. It's an amazing story anyway. You know.
Thank you.
So I think people could take a lot away from this. What do you think, David?
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
100%.
I
This
think-
guy, he inspires me, man. Like,
Yeah?
Yeah.
You get
He's-
fired up, right?
He's legit.
Yeah.
And he's a Met fan too,
Yeah.
so we inspire each other.
There we go.
Met fan, you're from L.A.
And
Hey, I'm a baseball fan first.
All right.
I know.
all right,
yeah,
Patches.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
from
All right.
Patches.
He's from LA, but LA chokes every year. So
That's true. That's
You know what, guys? I have to say, there's always, every week, there's a new composer, a new album of music that comes out on Extreme Music.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a library and it gets old and it gets stale. ExtremeMusic.com has weekly new albums, new music in all the different genres. So if you're working on a show, if you're working on movies, there's new stuff all the time.
Yeah, because if you don't find what you're looking for one week, you could wait a couple weeks and go back, and it might be there.
I wonder if Extreme Music has Broadway tunes. Let's do a test. Let me go to the site and see if they have anything. Here. Okay, here we go. There are 41 results. Oh my God, there's hundreds of songs. Let's go with the very best of Werner Touts. And this song is called Off Broadway.
I mean, it's amazing that composers can be coming up with a different way to do drama and comedy all the time, but it is, it's an art of figuring out how to get new things going constantly.
Yeah, and like my string out that I'm looking at right now, although I'm going to have a music supervisor, I'm thinking in my head, because it's rough, right? It's a string out. Music means 50% of your movie. At least, right? It sets the tone. It sets so much for your film.
Yeah, you're right. Music ends up being 50% of the enjoyment of the movie, right? So if people are watching it and they love it, 50% of their love is going towards the music. Yeah, you're right.
Some filmmakers, they think of music, or writers, I should say, have music songs in their head as they're writing. Did
Right.
you know that? Scorsese does that when he
Yeah.
writes.
I like to do that. I'd like to think like that, too.
Yeah.
What mood is this? And I can always think, oh, man,
Yeah, and then
I can hear the Smiths playing over this right now or something like that.
If you're in film, if you're in TV, if you're doing shorts, if you're doing commercials, whatever you're doing, check out extrememusic.com. They've got it all. Hey, but I just want to point out, we are in the tequila room.
Yep.
I'm drinking tequila.
Yep.
You're drinking a beer. That doesn't affect you. It's
No,
not.
not
It's
at
not
all.
a. It's
No,
not
I've
a
made
negative
I've made the
influence.
conscious decision.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Dude, this is one of the best interviews we've had. This is our 31st
31st.
podcast.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people are going to appreciate what you've got to say. But again, I want to say this, bottom of my heart. Let's get out there and do some big stuff, man.
Yeah.
Let's
absolutely.
Let's get back
I
into
love to do it, but the biggest reason is there's no better way to show, other addicts who are, sick and suffering and struggling right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm showing them, like, I was a drug addict. I was where you were, but now I got sober and I'm doing what I love again.
Right.
So that's very powerful
That's
message.
powerful.
Yeah.
Let's forget about what you're telling them this. You're showing them.
Show 'em,
They're
yeah.
driving down the street and they see you on that movie billboard.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, that guy did it. I
What-
want to do it. I
what's-
know he did. I can do it.
So Robert Downey Jr. said something on your Instagram, or you posted something
I posted
about. What
a
did he
quote
say?
in his picture. My superpower is staying sober.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because
And
without that, he wouldn't be Iron Man.
And the guy's top of the
and he's
game.
a real life Iron Man.
Top of the
because he
game,
stayed
yeah.
sober and he showed what the power of sobriety is.
One of my
and
favorite
what
actors.
you can achieve.
Favorite
Yeah.
actors in the whole world. I think
We gotta get you guys together, doing a movie together. You and Downey
Nah,
Jr.
him
Love
and De
that.
Niro. I just want to see another.
You
want
wanna bring it back,
Yeah,
huh?
I want to go all
Yeah.
the way back.
Okay.
Like De
All right.
Niro and Broncato, man.
Yeah.
Top
Let's make it
billing.
happen.
Maybe
Let's
we-
get into
like
it.
I said, maybe we could do a sequel of Pluto Nash.
Hey Rick, can you get Broncato into one of your?
Leave that alone.
Can you get Broncato into one of your
You know, that was
series or
the worst
movies?
movie ever, and I worked on that.
So this was awesome. And by the way, thank you for sharing
My
that.
pleasure.
And we weren't going to get into it. We ended up getting into that anyway. But that's what we do on the show. We get into it. But we're going to bring in Victor Rios now.
No, man, I can't reveal any of the plot for Pluto Nash too. But thank you for asking.
No, sit down. You're staying with us. Victor Rios is here, guys. Let's welcome Victor Rios.
Big.
Victor, get up close to that thing because we're
Got it.
we're ghetto. Or
We're indie.
set up
We're
here.
indie. Don't say
I'm sorry,
ghetto,
I didn't
we're
mean
indie.
ghetto. I meant
Come
indie.
on.
You're an executive producer. Did you direct the movie?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you're exec produced. You directed.
Co-wrote it with my brother,
What's your brother's name?
Joe Rios.
Joe Rios. Okay, so tell us about what this movie is.
It's a vigilante film, crime thriller. Deals with serial killers. Matter of fact, the movie's based on actual events. So
Wow.
I used to work for the coroners many years ago. So the crimes that I saw, I based it off that, and then.
So you don't need to pay for rights because those people are dead.
Well, I change names around in the setting. The theme.
Wise guy over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
they're going to say anything.
No, I don't think they're. Yeah, I don't, right. That's a dirt nap.
crimes
for
off
pretty
serial
much.
killers and
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. So and the movies. Can you tell us anything about the plot?
Yeah, it starts out in Kazakhstan. These guys, CIA, are out on a mission. Don't want to ruin the story, but something happens in that mission that leads to the current story later, a year later. And then the story's set in Miami. A lot of crimes are going on, serial killers. At the same time, you have a vigilante who's tracking down these guys and killing them.
Okay.
And then you got the police now stumbling on all these bodies. And then CIA is sent out to Miami, played by Lilo Broncato,
Right.
to help Miami PD solve these crimes.
Go ahead.
Fury 2's coming out of here, right?
Working on it.
Working, right?
Pre-production, right?
Yeah,
writing,
yeah.
putting it together.
Well, Davey Dave and I are available for some auditions if you know.
Or table
Absolutely.
dances,
Or
anything
table
like that. They'll
dance.
do
Yeah.
anything.
Robert's not so much.
No,
Absolutely.
I gotta talk to you about how I can lose all this
Although
weight.
Roberts can help you raise money. That's what this motherfucker does.
Oh,
Excuse
that's-
my
well,
language.
That's what it takes to make a movie.
That's
That's
what I
right.
do.
Well, that's you could have the script, you could have everything. You know,
Can't make a movie without money.
You can't make a movie without money.
What's the plan for the movie? Where are you? What part of the process are you in?
Right now we're finalizing on the score, so we're working with the composer.
Nice. Oh, so you locked picture?
Yeah, everything's locked.
You're locked. Okay,
Edited.
good.
Sound effects, ADR,
Pay attention.
coloring, the whole
Pay
nine.
attention.
I'm paying attention. You know what? Wise going. Keep it going, Vix.
That's
So yeah, just the composer,
Yeah.
and then from there we go to distribution.
Yeah. When you get a finished trailer, would you share it with us so that we could share it with everyone listening about?
Absolutely.
You know, I don't want to put it out there like, hey, text every actor you know or DM every actor you know. But I think it's really, if you've got an authentic connection with somebody and you reach out and you've got a movie and maybe you don't got $10 million, you got a couple of dollars, but you have a great script, that it's okay to reach out to people that you admire, people that you know, people that are actors that you might normally imagine you'll never get them into your film. Like, give it a shot. Send out a
You're
send
right.
out send out a
You're
mail.
absolutely
Say
right.
hello.
You
See
know,
if you
with
connect.
like I wanted to ask you because you came on Extra, we talked, we hadn't seen each other, and I actually went to Roberts, and Robert said, "Just send him a text. What do you got to lose?" Because I was like, I can't ask Lilo like
Well,
that's
he
too-
told me, and I said, "You're never going to get him."
Yeah, he
I-
did
I
say
said,
that.
"You'll never get him." I go, first of all, he's very,
He
very.
got me to grow the beard and everything.
Yeah, he had
So-
the beard.
in the
Wow.
summer.
Yeah, that's right.
So great. Look, what I've seen so far, great role, great job by you,
Yeah.
great job writing. What you're wearing alone is really, really cool. So there's a lot of thought and a lot of great character. And you look, when we watch movies, it's a big part of what we're watching. You want to see the visual of the person and what they're wearing, what they're doing, how they're talking.
The movement,
it seems like you got all that going. So I think I'm looking forward to this movie. A lot of people are. Like I said, the most listened to podcast on our show has been the one about you getting Lilo and you doing your 10,000 and breaking down how you did your $10,000 movie. So awesome.
How you like me now, Robert?
Hats off to you, Lilo, and continued success, and working and doing your job and feeding your family. Right, that's the important part. Victor Rios, thank you for being here. Good luck with the movie. Congratulations on getting Lilo in your film, and you guys partnering up to produce this. Yeah, and let's hope that it's a big hit. Both that and Made in Mexico. I've always admired. I don't. There's not too many films I watch that I don't like. And I think it's because it's such a hard thing to do, to get all people together, collaborate, get them all to head in the same direction, to finish something and to show it. Like, I know how much hard work that is, so I tend to like things simply on the effort sometimes, And then there's movies that rise above. Like we were just in here with Dan Tibbetts last week. He runs Robert Rodriguez's company. And Robert Rodriguez is one of those guys, $7,000 movie, man. I've watched El Mariachi probably 10 times. That thing's unbelievable. Yeah. And he did it with like a 16mm camera that didn't even have sound on it. So, can it be done? Yeah. Can it always be done well? No. Is it possible that you may do the great one? Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, I'm going to leave with that thought. Lilo, thank you.
That was a good leave right there, Robert. You're getting better at this hosting
Lilo, thank you.
Vic Rios.
Vic, thank you. Victorious. Thank you. That's awesome.
Davey
Dave, thank you, buddy.
Yep. Thank you, man.
Tootie, thank you.
Vic, we'll get a couple of.
We'll see you next time on Let's Get Into It.
Take like 40 or 50.
Thanks for coming, Rick Nahara.
No, the light. You don't like the light the way it was?
Oh, there you go. Breaking another thing.